Amazing Spider-Man films garnered an overall mixed reception, very much so a step down from the previous decade's Raimi trilogy. The second installment in the franchise is easily the most hated, gathering in a measly $700 million worldwide, the lowest of any live-action Spider-Man movie.
Just let me go.
Is that a knife? Is that a real knife?
Yes, it's a real knife.
My weakness, it's small knives.
Hey, my name is Spider-Man. You can call me Webhead, you can call me Amazing. Just don't call me late for dinner, get it?
Somebody's been a bad lizard.
Not a shaker. You a hugger?
I'm killer!
Whoa! Okay.
On behalf of the fine people in New York City and real rhinos everywhere, I ask you to put your mechanized paws in the air.
Never!
In June 2013, The Hollywood Reporter published a report announcing that The Amazing Spider-Man 3 and a fourth movie in the franchise would open in theaters on June 10th, 2016 and May 4th, 2018 respectively. 11 months later, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was released. Many assumed the poor reception was the reason for Andrew Garfield being fired and The Amazing Spider-Man 3 being shelved along with plans for Sinister Six, Black Cat and Venom movies. This was not the case, however. In 2014, Sony was hacked, with details about all their projects being leaked, including what happened with the planned Amazing Spider-Man 3. Garfield was set to appear alongside Sony CEO Kaz Hirai at the big Sony Gala event in Brazil, the end of the World Cup. Garfield and Hirai were meant to speak together, announcing his return as Peter Parker in The Amazing Spider-Man 3 in 2016. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Big Screen Movies for my initial thoughts and reviews on the latest movies and TV shows. If you want more in-depth thoughts, random clips, questions, discussion, and sneak previews for my latest videos, check out my TikTok, the links are in the description. Garfield arrived in Brazil late, not feeling very well, deciding to back out of the appearance a few hours beforehand. This meant the Sony presentation had to be altered drastically, with the announcement cancelled. High-up executives and Kaz Hirai himself took issue with this, feeling personally offended, with the decision to fire Andrew and cancel the film entirely being made, with Sony jumping into talks with Marvel for a new spin on the webhead, announcing the cancellation February 2015 and Tom Holland's introduction in 2016. Despite the plans being shelved thanks to various interviews with the director of the franchise, Mark Webb, and others connected to the universe, we can figure out what The Amazing Spider-Man 3 was meant to look like. Dennis Leary, who played Captain Stacy, claimed in the wake of Gwen Stacy's death in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the story would show Peter attempting to create a formula to bring the dead back to life. Mark Webb in 2017 revealed the movie would have Spider-Man face off against the Sinister Six, set up at the end of the second installment and led by the reanimated frozen head of Norman Osborn. If this video isn't your cup of tea, check out this video on who actually owns Spider-Man, or perhaps this complete Spider-Man movie recap. If not, check out this Boba Fett timeline and recap ready for the book of Boba Fett. I am an Amazing Spider-Man apologist. Andrew Garfield is my favourite Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man is my joint favourite along with Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is, I'll admit, an absolute mess. The villains are awful, the parent storyline leads to nothing, but visually it is stunning. The music is fantastic, and Andrew and Emma are, as always, brilliant. But The Amazing Spider-Man 3 would have been a train wreck. Let's just skip over the bringing people back from the dead part, I don't need to explain that. But you can't have a Sinister Six film with so many characters we don't know. You don't need an origin story for every villain. But you do when you don't have a single compelling villain we have already been introduced to in the team. Judging by the end credits in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the team would have been comprised of Doc Ock, Vulture, Rhino, and Green Goblin. Others speculated to be Kraven, Chameleon, Spidey Slayers, Mysterio, King Goblin, and Black Cat. Not forgetting, the movie also would have had the challenge of balancing a Mary Jane introduction, which was cut from the second movie, as well as talks and rumours of J. Jonah Jameson making a physical appearance, as well as Eddie Brock ready for a Venom solo movie and a Cletus Cassidy cameo. At least they weren't thinking about complicating things further by bringing back his dead parents.
What? What? Say it! Say what you want to say! What do you want to say? Where you been?
The reason No Way Home worked was because all these characters were already established, and so the film didn't need to do origins or proper introductions. It could just play on nostalgia, and we'd be happy. The Amazing Spider-Man 3 would be attempting to introduce 8 or 9 new main characters, plus dealing with a Raising the Dead plot. But it's okay, all this I'm sure would have been fixed in the Sinister Six movie, which was moved to November 2016, with The Amazing Spider-Man 3 pushed back to 2018 after the sequel's less than stellar performance. It's fair to say Sony had fallen victim to Hollywood's obsession with shared universes, a byproduct of the Marvel effect. The effect being, thanks to Marvel's success, every studio wanting to put their characters together in a team-up/shared movie universe, from Spider-Man to Universal's Monsters to Men in Black and 21 Jump Street. But what was their original plan, and how did the cancellation of The Amazing Spider-Man 3 affect this? Drew Goddard, Daredevil showrunner, was announced to write and direct a solo Sinister Six heist movie. Scripts were rumoured to be floating around for solo Black Cat and Venom movies, as well as a possible Gwen Stacy return as Spider-Gwen and Spider-Man 2099. All of these plans were cancelled or shelved, with talks coming to fruition between Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige for Spider-Man to make his return back to Marvel.